So Tino's making some toast this morning, getting ready to take off. Mornings are getting colder. The sun's coming up a little later. Hampton's out there waiting to go. Breakfast, coffee, sandwich coming up. Headed for post this morning. And let's see, we got a guy coming to pick us up tonight. And we're going to go from there. We're not sure where. Two different highways to choose from. Probably the 380 or the 180 to Dallas, because we're getting close on the home stretch to Dallas. And we're going to have a good time. We got to hopefully make these horseshoes last till Dallas, the rear ones. And then we'll see what happens from there. But it's getting cooler in the mornings, man. Winter is going to be upon us. So we're headed down towards the Gulf, Louisiana, and come up to the UN in the spring, I think. And we have a really good time. We just did this. Tahoka, Texas was a great place to stay. The people are great. Like I was mentioning last night, the Resenda's family in Tahoka been really friends to us. And so, yeah, it's getting really interesting now, the travel. You saw a rabbit where? Oh, the autobot man. But probably eating grass early in the morning. It's a nice fall day to head out of town, Tahoka, Texas, or Post, Texas. The Tejeda Cafe. Looks like it might have had better days. The feed store closed. Park cotton equipment. Sort of like big mechanical yellow jackets out there. A lot of cotton in this country. One of the local cotton gins. Yeah, it's a shame to see houses like this, probably a historic house of some type, all banged up and out of repair. That one looked like it had metal shingles on it at one time, shutters, front porch, and it's all just left to go to shit. And then that's sort of becoming an American story, you know? Cotton equipment. Here you go again. Here's a brick house. No chickens, no goats, no cow, no dog, no nothing. All this farmland surrounded it. Just let it go to ruin. Another one across the street over there. Yeah, there's another empty farmhouse. Seems all the government incentives have been to get people to abandon houses, you know, and move into ones they couldn't afford. They got no sustainability, and to get everybody to move off the farm. I mean, look at this. You got a big space here between the fields where you could have a small farm, be growing all your vegetables and meat and protein and chickens and eggs and place for the kids and the whole thing, and it's totally abandoned. Don't tell me the government didn't have something to do in all this kind of behavior. You got hundreds of thousands of homeless in this country, and you're telling me the government can't afford to put them into places where they can learn to grow their own food and be self-sufficient. And we got, what, 18 million empty houses in this country. And you got a government that's got its head so far up its ass, it's on a full-on nitrogen diet. Yeah, I was just talking to this guy, and he's telling me there used to be every 160 acres, there was a house. Houses all over here. He says, but then the people just started moving to town, and they cleared out the houses and just all big farms. But you know, the government can facilitate anything they want if they make incentives for people to do it. Yeah, guys telling me how they pay $300 a bag for cotton seed and all the chemicals, and almost like everybody's afraid to farm without chemicals now. And there's another farmhouse, you know. We got so much place in this country where people want food sufficient, and the government's buggered it up, and we got people living in poverty, kids going without food, and you got thousands of homeless. And look at this, everywhere you go you got empty farmhouses. They could have an acre, 2 acres, 3, 4 acres around their farmhouse and grow all the food and they need it and work locally, go to the local school. Yeah, wonder who figured that out. So instead we got all these homeless, hungry people in the country and all kinds of food share and all this stuff, rather than letting people live in a place they can grow their own food. Yeah, the mailbox is gone, man, for that house. Okay, let me guess, this little farm spot house is empty. What do you bet? Looks empty. Just another empty house. Yep, another empty house. Good looking house too. Yeah, prairie dog or something all chirping away, making up a racket. Has a mailbox, but it don't hardly look lived in anymore. Yeah, another empty looking farmhouse. Could be a family out here making a living. All that money just going to rot. Well, this is on the way to Post, Texas. Right down the middle of the road. Deal. I think we should just keep doing this way. All the way to New York, down the middle of the road. Well, here's an old farmhouse that looks like it got burned, man. Old windmill, things be gone. Bunch of goats out here now, I think. What do you think, Hampton? HC Gribble goats. Bunch of goats and a dog to protect them. That's pretty funny. Old goat dog. They all follow the dog. Lunchtime break, and Hampton tells me it's time to go, man. It's a good break, huh, guy? That's looking south. Typical Texas crossroad. And yet another empty farmhouse. Trees, front porch. A lot of things made it nice one time. All gone. Nobody seems to care. An old windmill. I raised a couple families there. All abandoned. Yeah, the fall grass alongside the highway. Rustling, ground drying out. One of our first metal grain silos. That's our farm. This was the southern reaches of the American buffalo, and it was Comanche country. Of course, you don't see any Comanches here now. We are leaving the Cap Rock behind us. Now we drop down into the lower lands. Yeah, it's a whole different country up here. Going down into the lower lands, ranch country. That's Post, Texas. About 2 miles. Even the saddle traders looks like they're having a rough time. Saddle traders and cowboy gear.